Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are going to unbox two from the series 108. That's right, we have L.A. Knight, yeah, and we have Terry Bam Bam Gordy. So one of these you might really recognize because he's here in the modern era. And then again, you might have this one who you're like, who is this guy? We'll talk about this here in just a bit. But let's go with the one that you're a little bit more familiar with, L.A. Knight. Now, looking at this cover, you're going to see that it's like the regular Elites, where it's going to have a smaller window, but you can still see quite a bit of the figure. Now on the side, it's going to have his mugshot, which is the same as the one that you have right here. Then you have the LA Knight. And then on the back, you have a bigger picture of LA Knight as he's coming down the entranceway. Now on the back, it says, "Let me talk to you. There's only one megastar who can take WWE to heights it's never reached." With everybody saying, L.A. Knight, yeah. So we're going to open this up. We're going to pop them out. We're going to see what we got. Oh, we got L.A. Knight out. Looking really, really cool. He's wearing his all red and black. Just so you know, we have a very big L.A. Knight fan with us right now. Daisy, thank you. Daisy, what do you think? Are you an L.A. Knight fan? Yeah, look at that. Just can't keep her paws away from him. So I'm glad that she was able to say hi to you. Everybody say hi to Daisy. As you can tell, she just got her brand new haircut and looking very, very fly. Got her nice little bandana showing off the Halloween. So maybe we'll see her later on. All right, back to our regular program. As you can see, LA Knight wearing his red and his black. I think that really looks cool. I'm a big red and black wearing type fan. Kind of reminds me of the Chicago Bulls back in the day. Speaking of which, look at those cool shoe designs right there. Now, as you can tell, he does have his microphone in his hand. I think his biggest draw of why people are so excited whenever he comes out is to hear what he's going to say on the mic, because he will say some crazy stuff. It's very, very entertaining, So, I mean, it's good to have the gift of gab, I guess. So you do have this vest that does come off. I would highly recommend, because it is a hard plastic. You're not going to be taking on and off all the time because it is a little bit harder instead of the cloth goods. Now, the reason why I think they went this route is, number one, to make that vest pop really well, but also because they knew that down the line they're going to be making an ultimate. So an ultimate version of LA Knight should be coming and hitting stores here in the next month or so. But until then, this will be able to get you through if you're having your own wrestling fed. So not a whole lot of accessories. You do have the fingers. You have another one to match the other thing. One cool thing is that they do have that detail of that hand tape that he likes to wear, as you can see right here holding the mic. And then you also have, so you can swap out his pointing finger hand. You have another mic holding hand. Once again, mic holding hands are cool, but I wish they would have had fist hands, just for the simple fact that I think a closed fist just looks a little bit more aesthetically pleasing when you're posing them for your different wrestling styles. So, I mean, overall, I think it's a really cool figure. It does look a lot like L.A. Knight. He is very, very entertaining. I don't think he's as big and as popular as he was last year, so I think you're going to see a cool down of the amount of wrestling figures that they actually come up with L.A. Knight. Yes, they can use the same mold and make multiple different wrestling figures, because he does change his outfit quite a bit. But are people going to be buying him at the rate that they were and at chomping at the bit like they were last year whenever he was at the height of his career? Unfortunately, he has cooled off a lot. He wasn't that main event picture, but now he is a champion. But, it's a mid-card champion. Will he get back up to that main event status? Who knows? Time will tell. We're going to put him off over here, and we're going to talk about Mr. Bam Bam Gordy. Now, if you're a child of the 80s, early 90s, you're going to know who Terry Gordon is if you're a WCW fan. And the reason why is because him and Michael P.S. Hayes were a part of the Fabulous Freebirds. That's right. So this is his big claim of fame. He was a big powerhouse of a guy who just come in, bulldoze over everybody. But in his era, in his time, he was one of a kind, type thing. He was in WCCW, so a lot of his matches are going to be with the legendary Von Erichs family. So Carrie, David, the Von Erichs, the one that they just made that movie about, the Iron Claw, with Zac Efron in it. But anyway, you'll see that they talk about Terry Bam Bam Gordy in that quite a bit because that was their biggest rival. But as he got a little bit older, I think he got some kind of sickness, and he actually was like severely damaged in the head because of it whenever he was overseas. And by the time he got back, he was not his full self, and he was never able to get back up to that stature. WWE tried to bring him back just as kind of like to help him out and nostalgia and all that kind of stuff. But when they found out that he couldn't actually go very well in the ring, they tried covering him up as the executioner. So we're going to see that here in just a second. Now, as you can see, big giant window. This is the first time aligned that he's been with the Mattel collection. And you'll see that nice a little bit bigger picture than what we have on the front. And then on the back, it's actually him getting ready to go into action. What's the little blurb says? Whether the enforcer of the Fabulous Freebirds or the executioner of WWE, Terry Bam Bam Gordy was one of the toughest superstars to ever lace up a pair of boots. So, I mean, we're going to open this up and we're going to try to take a little bit closer look at him, and we'll go from there, okay? All right, now we have Terry Bam Bam Gordy getting all ready to go. Oh, wow. One of the things is coming out of mine, and maybe this is different from yours. Man, my legs are kind of loose. A little bit loosey-goosey right there. Not, as you can see, kind of wiggling right there. Not sure if I like that too much, but, you know, like I said, your mileage may be different, so you might get a different type of tightness in your legs and that kind of stuff. So, but mine is kind of loose. So if you do get this figure, you may want to take a look at that. So as you can see, he was a child of the 70s and the 80s, so they didn't have a whole lot of flashy attire or anything like that. So as you can see, black boots, black knee pads, black trunks, two fists ready to pound it out, right? So he does have the two fists, but he also has two mic holding hands. He did talk, but he wasn't a huge talker. That's not what he was known for. What he was known for was beating people up. Michael P.S. Hayes, he would be the mouthpiece. He would be the one that comes in and beats the heck out of everybody. Now, one of the cool things about this figure is you do get like basically two figures in one, because you are able to swap out his head with this to have the executioner head. And then, who doesn't like a cool cape? Have the capes, you have the little straps so you can put it under his, or put his arms on it. But he also comes with his black overalls with red cufflinks, so that you can actually have basically two different type of wrestling figures. I kind of like that because it seems to me like they're thinking, okay, how many times can we put out Terry Bam Bam Gordy? Like, how many people are going to be like, I missed this one, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up the other one? Or, man, I like that he had the black trunks, but I wish he had different trunks. You know, so if you're only going to have one shot, and you know that he was also the executioner, and it probably wasn't going to be a hot seller either, I love that they went ahead and just two birds, one stone. Let's make sure that we get it all taken care of, so we hit all the facets. That way, you know, we don't have to pump a ton of money in a different spot on a different series, and we're still able to get this character out, because there's probably going to be a lot of people who are going to be excited about this coming out. Now, I wasn't one of those people that were watching a whole lot of his matches. I actually know him better as the executioner, which isn't saying very much because he only wrestled like a handful of times. But, you know, I do like that they have this kind of accessory too that comes along with the actual executioner. But, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do with it outside of having him hold it. So that's probably how I'm going to, you know, I might get another one of these just so I can have two different styles showing in my display, but that's about it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show off the video of him wearing this along with the picture that you're seeing in front of us right now. But out of the two, well, which one are you most excited about? Which one are you probably going to pick up and put in your collection? You know, this has been my review. What's your thoughts? What's your opinions? Please leave a like and a comment down below. Be nice to yourself. Be nice to others. Have a great day. You know, fall's here. We're kicking it off right. Let's have a good time. Have a good one. Till next time.